Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? What's going on? How is everybody doing on this April Fool's Day? April Fool's Day. Allow me to introduce myself to the people who don't know me. My name is TC, and this is IOBA, and this is my commentary station. Now, I get on here and I talk about politics, I talk about a little bit of sports. I talk about things that I've experienced in my long life. I talk about all kinds of shit because I've seen a bunch of things. And I try to break things down in a way that a common everyday working man can understand it. Because you hear a lot of people talking, but they don't know what they're talking about. All they're doing is repeating some shit they heard on the news, on the nightly news, or from some podcast where, I don't know, motherfuckers is in it for the money, and so, they lean one way or the other way. The way I'm going to give it to you is this. I'm going to let you know what's really going on in the minds of these old heads who run the country and the new heads who trying to get in to take their place. Because it's all a game, It's all a game. I'm gonna give it to you straight. I'm gonna do the housekeeping first. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Do all of the normal shit you do when you're trying to get some information from a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers. And I'm trying to build a little, like I said, commentary station where I can get my thoughts out there. Trust me, I ain't in it for the money. I just hate seeing stupid shit. And to me, YouTube is a good sounding board, a good soapbox. It still is. But anyway, yeah, I seen a bunch of stuff in my time. So, from time to time, I talk about politics. I talk about, life in the United States in general. I talk about blue collar work, some of the blue collar middle management work I used to do. I talk about some of the relationships I had. And I try to guide people, especially young men, young black men, through, some difficult times. And they look back at my stuff, and I'm right to the point. And maybe they can come up with a solution to what they're going through. But anyway, today, since I haven't made a video in about 4 or 5 days, I want to talk a little bit more about, cooning. And when somebody gets, some coon gets rejected, and how they always trying to come back to us. Now, y'all know where I'm going with this. I'm going back to Candace Owens. Now, here's what's happening. All right, I ain't gonna talk about all the crazy shit she said because everybody know that. I already try to tell people. Look, but I'm gonna say this again. I already tried to tell people one time, but I'm gonna say it again. The white conservatives that's on the right, all of them white supremacists and Nick Fuentes and this one and that one and all these motherfucking white boys, they don't love y'all at all. Black conservatives, y'all need to form your own fucking political party, because them white folks on the right, they don't love y'all. Y'all looked at as traitors to your own kind and turncoats. And I can dig it, man. I understand some, because I got some conservative views. Not many, but some. But by and large, I'm a lefty, But I'm going to keep it a buck. By and large, I'm a lefty. But I got a conservative viewpoint on some things. But I ain't I ain't gonna sell my soul to a bunch of racists to make some money either. So that when they get done with me, they can destroy my reputation among my own people and my reputation among them. I ain't got nowhere. I'm a beast with no nation. That's what Candace Owens is right now. Candace Owens, a beast with no nation. Anybody that coon the way she did and show out the way she did and say the vile things and take the vile, repugnant stances that she took while she was working for them white folks over at the Daily Wire or whatever the fuck it's called. While she was over there doing all of that, she didn't give two shits about anything any black person thought. She was making her money. That was her hustle. She got too comfortable, like they always do. They think they've been accepted, and they shown the fucking door. Now, like I said, she a beast with no nation. She ain't got nowhere she can go. So she tried to run back to the black community. And a few corporate Negroes over here give her a platform. She gets on the Breakfast Club, and I didn't hear anybody make this point. Candace gets on the Breakfast Club and says she really loves Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, if you knew when that motherfucker was in the presidential race, how racist he was. Vivek Ramaswamy and Candace Owens have something in common. Now, stay with me. Not to mention they both, child of immigrants. They also took advantage of the system when it was advantageous to them. You feel me? Rich-ass Vivek Ramaswamy took advantage of the affirmative action program when it was advantageous to him. Candace Owens did her little lawsuit, her discrimination, racism lawsuit, when it was advantageous to her. And then they turn right around and say that black people, my people, ADOS people, we are lazy and don't want to do this and don't want to do that, and we're all criminals and this, that, and all this other outrageous shit that she says. And he says. But that was her boy. Vivek, I absolutely love Vivek Ramaswamy, she said. She was hoping that motherfucker get a... So she looking down the road, maybe that motherfucker might wind up in a high place and give her a job somewhere. Because that's how that shit works out. You see how simple that is? These two young motherfuckers are setting themselves up for the future on the right. Because they ain't going nowhere. Either one of them. Candace Owens, it will be fine. She got plenty of money. She can go in any direction she wants to, except over here to us. She going to have to venture out on her own. By that, when I say any direction she want to go to, she got to venture out on her own in any direction she want to motherfucking go to. Because she can't come to us. Not the real black people anyway. She might can get, Charlemagne the God to listen to her, or Shannon Sharp will listen to her. But nah, man, ain't nobody trying to hear from no ex-coon looking for a job. Ain't nobody trying to hear from no ex-coon looking for a job. And like I said, over the years, over the decades, I've seen it 1,000 times. You dig me? So that's how this plays out. Candace Owens and people like her wind up out the fucking pasture. I guess they wind up doing independent podcasts on YouTube. Just like me. You dig me? And and I guess that's their next grift. But that don't mean nothing. They ain't never really put in no work. Let me tell you something. A brother like me put in the work. For decades, I was given to my community for free. And so, when they could come to me and tell me they did some, they I don't know, coach Pop Warner football, coach the cheerleading team, led a dance group, coach some basketball, coach some youth sports, taught an art class to some kids. I mean, really taught the shit. Contributed for nothing. For years and years and years, giving of yourself and your energy like that. That's that real on the ground work that people don't talk about. Candace Owens and none of them people like her who talk about how lazy black people are ain't never done shit like that to benefit their community and got their hands dirty with their blood, sweat, and tears. They just own the internet running their motherfucking mouth. And that's it in a blue collar kind of way. That's why I always say you ain't have to pay no attention to that bitch. She gonna get rich anyway. But as far as to be taken seriously, nope. No. Candace Owens and people like her, and they're not to be taken seriously. There's another nigga out there named Jason Johnson. I think that's his name. Telling people that you shouldn't pay attention to the black male vote or some shit he was saying on a talk show a couple weeks ago. Motherfuckers like that. Don't pay attention to them because they're irrelevant. They're just tools. And what did Professor Black Truth say white supremacy does with its tools? When it's finished with them, they break their tools. And that's just what happened to this girl here. And it's at every level. It's local, it's statewide, it's countywide, and it's national. Cooning is a cottage industry. It just don't come with no retirement package. And you can't go back to the black community once you did it. You dig me? Anyway, that's all I'm going to say on Candace Owens. Fucking elections is coming up. I always say it's a show. I always say it's all political theater because nothing really changes. But it's interesting to watch. I always say that it's just political theater because I've been around enough to know and long enough to know that nothing ever really changes. But anyway, I am starting to think that we're going to see 4 more years of Joe Biden. I'm not afraid if Donald Trump wins, but I do think that Joe Biden is going to slip past him. Matter of fact, I'm starting to think Donald Trump going to get his ass handed to him. I'm starting to think that. Now that's the way the pendulum is swinging. Now Joe Biden don't want to peak too early because then the pendulum might start swinging back the other way towards Donald Trump. But it's definitely feeling like Joe Biden is going to get another 4 years in the White House and probably die in office. I mean, if not physically, mentally. And they'll just run the government without him. Because they'll sleep through the next 4 years. They'll sleep through the next 4 fucking years. I've said it a bunch of times. You got the vice president, chief of staff, secretary of state, secretary of defense, and all of the heads of corporations who really run the place. That's who'll be making the decisions. Wars will keep going on. The shit will still keep going on. They're going to keep giving Israel money. Ain't nothing going to fucking change for the next 4 years. Donald Trump out there selling goddamn Bibles and sneakers and shit. How do you take a motherfucker like that seriously? That's some shit I ain't never seen on a presidential campaign. You see why I say it's theater? But yeah, man. Ain't nothing going to really change. It's all fun to watch. And it's the best thing on TV. Anyway, y'all, that's it for now. I'm going to close out. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to try to make shit funny, informative, you know what I mean? And keep a chill kind of vibe. But I am serious about some shit, and you'll know it. Anyways, stay tuned for the next one, y'all. TC, and I'm out.